the very unfortunate events in Indonesia are at Semeru volcano, and it's a very active volcano, and it has had a partial collapse of the summit area triggered by rainfall, and that then resulted in an eruption of ash and other material that we're seeing right here. And so these videos right here are showing pyroclastic flows, and in that glowing piece right there, a big chunk of lava dome that tumbled down the side. And the cloud, like we're seeing there, the pyroclastic flow racing down the side of the volcano, it's not fluffy the way that it appears in those pictures. Instead, these are very hot, superheated clouds of ash and gas. It's almost like, imagine a sandblaster that's as hot as a pizza oven. So 900 or 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit and moving at 60 or 100 miles per hour with sand and rocks, and some rocks might be the size of a baseball. So they destroy pretty much anything in their path. And in the case of Semeru, there have been pyroclastic flows. There have also been mud flows. And so the heavy rains landed on the hot ash and then remobilized that ash, so turned it into a slurry like wet cement, but again, it's really hot wet cement. And that's what went down and destroyed many of the communities. So the video right here, we're seeing ash fall has collapsed the roof. So volcanic ash is pulverized rock. It's not like fireplace ash. Instead, it is rock. And if you put enough of it on a roof, it will collapse the roof. And then most of the fatalities, I think, were from the very hot mud flows that came very quickly and destroyed towns.
You know, I'm glad you said that about the ash cloud not being fluffy, because it does have that appearance, almost like a cumulus cloud in the sky, right? So, because they're so dangerous, so when it comes to evacuations, do people typically get a warning when they have to leave? And if so, you know, how soon before it's a danger do they get those warnings?
Yeah, that's another really good question. So the agencies in Indonesia, they do the best they can to provide a warning with as much warning as they can, just like the USGS would do here in the United States. The challenge is that, well, there's many challenges. One of them is that these can be very fast-moving ash clouds or fast-moving mud flows. So if by the time the pyroclastic flow is coming down the side of the volcano, you really have to already be gone. And the same with the mud flow. Mud flow might come down in tens of minutes. And so you have to basically issue the warning as soon as it's happening. And that's a real challenge for any country. And the other challenge is that you don't know if you're issuing a warning, you don't want to issue a false warning or it's like the boy that cried wolf kind of a scenario. And so, because people, for very good reason, in Indonesia and the United States and many places, they're reluctant to leave. And you don't want to accidentally issue a warning and then have nothing happen.